Over to you then.
Yep, yeah. Thanks, Rohit. So today we are going to talk about building a custom co-pilot with the help of Azure OpenAI. And before we start with the session, just a quick introduction of mine. I'm Swati Ramanuj, having more than 18 years of experience in Microsoft technologies and currently working as a tech lead at Accenture. So in this session, today we'll talk about what is Azure AI, what is Azure OpenAI, difference between the two, and how you can build a custom copilot or your own copilot using Azure OpenAI services, and how you can deploy your copilot to the Copilot Studio. And then we will also see the features that we have in Microsoft Copilot Studio. Okay, so first of all, what is Azure AI? So we have heard a lot about AI services these days. So under Azure AI, basically we have already pre-built AI capabilities. So there are many pre-built AI capabilities under multiple categories. So here I have listed some of the examples of these AI services. Like we have text analysis, we have question answering and speech under natural language processing. We have AI search in knowledge mining and document intelligence. Then we have some other major services like image analysis, video analysis, and we also have another important capability, AI capability, which is content safety and content moderation, using which we can filter or block the unwanted or harmful content. And finally, we have this category called generative AI, under which we have Azure OpenAI service and DALE images. So there are many other AI capabilities as well, but in this session, we are going to talk about majorly about Azure OpenAI services. So I will quickly show you in my Azure portal. Is my screen visible? Okay, so here I am in my Azure portal, portal.azure.com, and we have Azure AI services. And if I open this Azure AI services, at the left hand side, you can see all the AI capabilities that we have under Microsoft Azure AI services. So we have Azure Open AI, we have AI search, we have speech, we have language services, and there are many other AI services. So Azure Open AI is also a part of Azure AI services, and we have many Azure AI studios. Like we have Azure AI Language Studio, we have Speech Studio, we have Azure Open AI Studio, and all this going to be a part of Azure AI Studio. So let's quickly have a look at Azure AI Studio. So here I am in my Azure AI Studio, and this is ai.azure.com. You can see the URL here. And there are a lot more features and functionalities that we have in Azure AI Studio. So we are not going to go a deep dive in this Azure AI Studio, but I will just quickly let you know about what all facilities or functionalities that we have in Azure AI Studio. So which will give you a sense of what is Azure AI Studio and what all things you can do using Azure AI Studio. So to get started, first of all, we have to create a hub, and you can see here I am in my all hubs. And if we have to create a new hub, you have to click here on new create a new hub, and then you provide information like under which subscription you want to create this hub, the resource information region, and if you want to create a new AI service, then that you will provide here. Or if you already have AI service created, then that also you can connect using this Azure AI Studio. So once you provide this information and you click on create button, it will create a hub for you. So in the interest of time, I'm not going to create that from the scratch, but I have already created one, and so I will show you that. And I am inside here in the hub that I have created. Under this, I have a facility to create projects, and in a project you can add users like you are seeing here. And so for further collaboration, you can use add members or users inside the project, and you can also assign the roles that you want to provide to them. So here I am in this project, and I will click on this. So this is the project where I have connected my Azure OpenAI resource, and just quickly at the left hand side, you can see the features and functionalities that we have. So I will just go through each of them one by one very quickly. So this is a model catalog, basically where you will be able to find all the models that we have, AI models that we can use for building our applications. So here you can see like GPT-4, DALE is there. There are models from Meta and Microsoft as well. So it's not only the open AI models, but uh, uh, all other models are also there. And then we have model benchmark, which you can use to identify which one is best suitable for your business requirement. Like you can see here, the metrics that you can utilize for best suitable model for your requirement. Here you can see the different types of models that you have, like Azure OpenAI from Meta, and other models are also there. Then we have a prompt catalog where you can find sample prompts like for travel assistant, for advertising, for insurance report. Then these are the playground just to play around the models that you have deployed. And here in tools, you can see we have many functionalities, many tools available which you can use to evaluate, to debug, or to further fine tune the model that you have deployed. So I'll just show you one of the very important is this prompt flow. And I have already created one prompt flow here that I will open and quickly show it to you. Basically, using prompt flow, you can provide different prompts, and you can compare the performance or output of your application, how it behaves, how it is performing. So here you can see we have this input, and then this is chat and output, and different prompts you can add manually, or you can also use files to insert sample prompts, and then you can evaluate how your deployed model is behaving or how is responding. So this is a very important tool. So these we can say like whatever the deployment or a co-pilot or your application that you have built, how it is performing, and how you can further fine tune them, how you can debug all these facilities we have under tools. And there's another important feature or functionality that we have is content filter. Using this content filter, basically you can create like filter or block uh, unwanted content, like, and you can also like define the, like here you can see the categories: violent content, hate content, and harmful content. So here you can create your content filter, and that you can associate with your uh, application. So that is how you uh, prevent unwanted content. You can also give a direction to your copilot or application how it should behave when such kind of content is found. So I'll go back to my this project. Okay, so this is basically all about Azure AI Studio. It's a centralized place to manage your Azure AI resources. You can create your own new resource here, or you can also connect the existing resources that you have under Azure AI services. So this was a very much briefly about what is Azure AI Studio. Now let's go back to Azure OpenAI. So, like we just understood that Azure OpenAI is a part of Azure AI service. So, what is Azure OpenAI? Then, what is the main feature or functionality? Why Azure OpenAI? We have heard a lot these days about ChatGPT. ChatGPT is very popular these days and is built by a company named OpenAI. And this OpenAI, this ChatGPT behind the scene uses the generative AI models, which uses large language models, which rely on large language models. So, what are these large language models? It's basically pre-trained models which are already trained on the data that is already available, and which you can query through a natural language prompt. So you can ask your question in your own language, and it will respond back in the same language. So using Azure OpenAI services, you can deploy and utilize the same OpenAI models which are used by ChatGPT. You can consume those models using Azure OpenAI service. Now remember that Azure Open AI service, access to this service is not available to everyone currently, and you need to submit an application for that with your organizational account. It's currently not supported with the personal email IDs. Okay, so we will see how we can build a custom Copilot. Before that, what is Copilot? Very quickly, Copilot is your everyday AI assistant, which helps you in your daily tasks. It follows your instructions. You have to provide your instructions in your natural language, and you Copilot is like a chat, like a control. So you have to get your tasks done. You can get your tasks done using Copilot. So it's just you need to describe what you need through a multiple steps of conversations, and Copilot can do that for you. Okay, so we will quickly jump to the practical part. But before that, I would like to share a couple of slides. So these are the six Microsoft's responsible AI principles, which we must consider or include when in while any AI development that we are doing. So you can see like these six principles are fairness, reliability and safety, privacy and security, inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. Yeah, and secondly, while working with Azure AI, your data is very much secure. Your data is your data and is not used to train any of the foundational AI models. And it is protected by the most comprehensive and enterprise grade privacy, security, and compliance capabilities. So now let's quickly move to a practical demo how we can build our own copilot. So for that, I will go to the Azure portal and I will create a AI search resource so that your data is searchable which you want to use for your application. So I'll create one AI search resource using this create button. And here you have to provide your Azure subscription information and the resource group that you want to use. You also need to provide a unique service name. You will provide the region under which you want to create this resource, and you can finally review this information and create. When you click on create, then it will create a search service for you. So I have already created one which I will show you because this
Swati,
yeah,
that screen is not visible. Would like to switch that screen wherein you're doing the live demo?
it's not visible.
No. Maybe,
Okay. Oh, so then I was talking.
yeah,
uh
yeah. Don't worry. If you
you
could
said
reshare the slide.
okay. Sure. Wait, I'll go back to yeah. Okay. So, but I think shared my entire tab. Okay.
When it says present, if you could push the
Yeah. So I
entire
entire.
screen.
So I selected Chrome tab basically.
Yeah. Therefore, just say share screen. When you uh, press the present button, just say share screen, and then
Select a tab to share. Okay, so now what do we do, Rohit? Like, I mean,
no, we start from we continue from
because
here.
my
Don't
screen
worry.
was not visible.
We continue from here. Don't
Okay,
worry. Yeah, because
okay. So, okay. Just let me know if it's visible now. Your AI services.
now it's on the screen, Swati.
Sorry.
It's on the
Yeah.
screen now.
Okay.
You
Thanks. So I'll start. Uh, okay. So here I am in my Azure portal, and to to build a copilot, the first step is to create get your data. So we are going to create this so that your data is searchable, and I'll click on create to create this AI search resource. So here you have to provide your Azure subscription, Azure resource group, unique service name that you want to give for your search resource, and the region under which you want to create your AI search resource. Once you provide this information, you can click on this review plus create, and it will create a AI search resource for you. Because this deployments takes some time, I'm not going to create all these resources from the scratch, but I will show you which I have already created. So I will open this demo search resource which I have created. So this is like how your resource will look like, the information you can see for the resources, and then you have to import data using this import data, and you can give your data source. Currently, you have a facility to give your data from Azure SQL or Blob, or uh, you can see the collection happened online and is currently in preview. So for this demo purpose, I'll just select samples, and I have already selected these hotel samples. So I'll go back to my services, and I have imported that sample data source in my Azure AI, this search resource, and I can also query this, explore this data which we have just imported. And another important points while adding your importing data is like you can customize it. You can give your uh, configurations like how you want to create indexes. So indexes is basically how your data will be searched. And here you can see the parameters like retrievable, filterable, sortable, all this. So obviously we don't want to show hotel ID to the user, so that's why we are not like selecting that. And same way you can customize it, like you can specify what as per your requirement these parameters, and then finally you can create a index using this customization. So now we have our AI search resource ready, and we will now go to create Azure OpenAI resource. Okay, so we will first create a new Azure OpenAI resource using this create button, and then you have to provide information like under which subscription or under which resource group you want to create this Azure OpenAI, and region. You also have to select the pricing tier for the service, and you have to provide a unique name for your OpenAI service. Once you have provided this information, then when you click on create, it will create a Azure OpenAI service for you. So I will show you the one that I have already created. So this is my Azure OpenAI resource, and I will take you to this page, which is very important. Here we can see the information about Azure OpenAI resource. So basically, these are the keys. It's a API endpoint which you can use when you are building your custom applications. These are the information you need to provide. One of the keys. You also need to provide the API endpoint, and you might also need to provide the region under which you have created this Azure OpenAI service. So this is the information that you can use while this service into your application. Now again, I will go back to my this OpenAI source, and now I will go in Azure OpenAI Studio. So here I am in my Azure OpenAI Studio, and to get started, we will first create a deployment. So to create a new deployment, we'll first select the model that we want to use for our application. So say for example, I'm selecting this GPT 35 Turbo, and then you have to give the deployment type and your deployment name. And if you have any content filter created, then that also you can specify. And once you create, click on create, it will create a deployment for you. So now I have already created one deployment already. So I'll show you that. And I will open it in Playground. So before that, I think I will show you one thing in our AI search service that we have created. So here I am in my search resource which we created previously, and I will show you how we can just quickly explore the data that we have imported in our search services. So because this is a hotel sample data, and it has mostly the hotels which are in USA. So I'll just search with Vienna first, and it's not showing anything because it doesn't have any hotel in Vienna. Now I will search with New York, and you can see the list of hotels here that we have in New York. So now we will go back to our Azure OpenAI resource, and I will open it in a Azure OpenAI Studio, and then I will open it in Playground to explore this data. It's loading. So here you can see I have selected this deployment GPT-40, which I have created, and I will just ask, hi, how can I assist you today? What places I can visit in Vienna? And it is giving me a list of places in Vienna. So this is coming from the LLM. Remember, we haven't specified any data source yet, and it is just utilizing its own knowledge currently. And I will ask what places I can visit in New York. And it is giving me this whole long list using its own general knowledge. So how we can ground these responses so that it will only use our custom data, and how we can reference that. So for that we have this add your data, and here I will select my data source. So the search resource that we have created, I'm going to give a reference to that search resource for this. So I'll select the demo search resource that I created, and I will select the index that I had created. Here you can provide a different search type. So semantic or vector based search is a more sophisticated search, but right now I'm just going with keyword, and I will select API key for the authentication. Save and close. So now I can see my hot sample data is loaded here, and now I will ask what places I can visit in Vienna. So you can see once I loaded the data source, the new session chat session has started, and it is giving me the response that the requested information is not available because the data source that we loaded in that there's no information or hotels which are there in Vienna. So now I will ask what places I can visit in New York. And you can see the response. It's a very limited response now because now we are using our data source with this model, and you can also see here the reference from where it is coming. So it is coming from the hotel sample data source that we have just imported, and you can see the hotel name, and from using that data it was able to find this much information that we have received as a response. So this is called grounding of the responses, or it's also called RAG, retrieval augmented generation. So basically, the limitations that we have with LLM is like is trained on the data that is already publicly available. It doesn't have any information about the data that is secured or which is older. So the data on which they train, after that whatever happened, they do not have any information on those LLMs. So this is the limitation that we can uh, overcome using this rag pattern. And so now like in the playground that you are seeing the model, so we have already grounded the responses using our data source, and there are other parameters for this copilot as well that we can configure. Like if I go to parameters, we have here temperature. So if you increase the temperature, it will create more it will give the more creative responses, but if you keep it to 0, then it will give you more accurate and repetitive answers. So if you increase the temperature, it will give you more randomness while responding. Similarly, we also have here at left hand side, if I go to this prompt, here we have this system message which you can use to give a personality to your copilot. So I'm just this is a default message that is there, so I'll just change it a bit. You are a travel agent and help people finding their stay during their travel. You are very friendly and talkative. So this will give a personality to your copilot. So now I will click on this apply changes to take effect. And then again it has started with a new chat session, and I'll ping now. Hi. And hopefully this time it will respond with a different answer. So like see, now you can see that how can hello, how can I assist you with your travel plans today? Looking for a place to stay or need some travel tips, and with a smile. So this is altogether a customized response which we got because we changed the system message. So you can give a personality to your co-pilot using the system message, and it's not necessarily to be in a couple of lines, but you can also give some example data how it should respond to the user's prompts. So these are the various parameter you can configure for the copilot that you have created. And another important one is content filter, which also you can create for blocking the harmful content, or to give a direction to your copilot how it should respond when such kind of content is found. So you can create your custom your content filter and associate it with your deployment. Now, once you have explored this in Playground, you can deploy it to your website, or you can also deploy it to a Copilot Studio. So to deploy it to the Copilot Studio, you just have to click on deploy to Copilot Studio, and once you click on this continue in Copilot Studio, it will create a new Copilot in Copilot Studio. So now let's go to Microsoft Copilot Studio and see.
Perfect then.
So, okay. Okay, so before like we go to Copilot Studio, what is Microsoft Copilot Studio? Is a low code, no code experience to create custom Copilot. You can create new Copilots using Microsoft Copilot Studio, and you can very quickly and rapidly develop your Copilot. You can also extend the Copilots that you already have using plugins and Power Platform connectors. And importantly, you can also deploy it to the external channels like Teams or website or Facebook. And then you can also use generative AI for further customization. So let's go to Microsoft Copilot Studios. I'll just stop sharing and share my Microsoft Copilot Studio. So I hope my screen is visible with Microsoft Copilot Studio. Okay. So stop. Okay, so here I am in my Microsoft Copilot Studio. This is the landing page. Here you can see the box for Copilot. So you can use this Copilot to create your own Copilot. And if I go to library, here you can see the connectors or actions that we have, which we can utilize to extend existing Copilot. We have this MSN weather, and which we can use or connect with for Copilot for Microsoft 365. I will go back to the landing screen, and I will show you. I'll go to Copilots. So to create a new Copilot, you just have to click on the new Copilot button, and just few information. So again, here we have Copilot to create your Copilot. So we can give information about what kind of Copilot we want to give, and it will create. Or rather, we can simply go to configure, or we can just click on create, and it will create a Copilot for you. So very quickly, just within few seconds, you have your Copilot created. And if I show you the one that I have already created, here we have this this is the settings for the Copilot that I have created. Here we have this knowledge, where you can provide your data sets for your Copilot. Here I have provided this public website. Then we have topics to boost your conversation for your Copilot. So I'll just show you one example. Like we have this by, and here you can see the trigger phrases. So these are the trigger phrases. Basically, whenever this kind of prompt has arrived, how the this Copilot will respond is the condition. So here I am just giving that prompt by, and now it will go to this, and it will ask, would you like to end your conversation? So see, here you can see, yes, would you like to end our conversation? And then we have this yes and no. So if it's no, it will respond with go ahead, I'm listening. If it's yes, then it will just end the conversation. So I'll select no, and it will respond with go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead, I'm listening. Okay, so this is the advantage of using Copilot Studio. It's great for conversational orchestration. And if I show you another topic for that is a system topic for conversational boosting. So whenever a Copilot is not able to find the intent of the prompt, it will here we have this create generative answers. So using this, uh, it it can here in this tab, we can provide our own data source, which we haven't defined at Copilot level. Here we also have a facility to give a connection to Azure OpenAI services. So I just have to give a connection to the service that I have already created, and you can then use it in your Copilot. So whenever there is a no intent is found, it will go to this node, and it will find out, it will go to look the information in the data so that you have provided or configured in this node. So it's not only like when there's a intent is unknown, but here you can also have some of the trigger phases, where you want to give a different direction to your Copilot. So that time also you can use this create generative answers tab, and you can do a lot basically for with this Copilot in Copilot Studio. So like you can call an action using which you can also call a power automate, and you can get your tasks done using Power Automate. And there are many other connectors and plugins available as well, which you can integrate in your Copilot. And the another important feature which we have in Copilot Studio is channels. So you can deploy this Copilot which you have built to the external channels, so like Microsoft Teams or Skype or Facebook. and for that you will have to use proper authentication. So here you can see, because you chose teams authentication, only teams channel option is available. So to use other channels, just change your authentication settings as per the requirement for that external channel, and then you will be you are ready to deploy that this copilot to your channel. So I'll show you this authentication settings. So under security, we can provide the type of authentication that we need for our copilot. So right now we have these options. If you have a public website in your data source or knowledge for your copilot, you can select no authentication. If you want to deploy your copilot in teams, then you can give this, select this authentication. And if you want to deploy it in any other external channel, then you can also give OAuth to, like, like if you want to uh, deployed to a channel like Facebook, you can select the authentication accordingly. And if I go back to the Copilot, here we have this feature in knowledge, allow the AI to use its own general knowledge. This feature is currently in preview, but when you have this enabled, it will utilize its own general knowledge to respond to your prompt. So right now I have used my own custom data source, and I didn't want that the other information to get populated, so that's why I have kept it disabled, but you can enable it. So I have deployed this copilot uh, to teams. I will show you that. So to deploy it to the external channels, you just have to go to channels and select the channel, and then you just have to do a couple of more clicks, and then you are ready to deploy it to the external channel. So I'll show you the one that I have already in Teams. So here the travel copilot that I have deployed in Teams, and I can just ask the questions that I want to ask here. So because I have specified this Norway traveling website as a data source, I will ask questions about Norway. What are the road trips that I can do in Norway? And then it is replying from the website, and I can see from where it is showing this information. Here are the two reference. So we understood about Azure AI Studio, and we also saw finally a few features that we have in Microsoft Copilot Studio. So just a brief summary of both, and we at least have some AI Studio and when we should start from Microsoft Copilot Studio. So Azure AI Studio is giving you the facility to select the best model for your application. You can manage the entire application development life cycle for your AI application using Azure AI Studio, while Microsoft Copilot Studio is giving you the facility to quickly and rapidly develop your Copilot. It has a feature or functionality. So using more than 1400 plus connector, you can create your Copilot, or you can extend your Copilot. And importantly, you can also deploy very easily to the external channels like Facebook or Teams, and it is great at dialogue management and conversational orchestration. So with this, I would like to close this session. And there's a lot more material available on Microsoft Learn which you can use, and there's no end to that. So happy learning, and thanks everyone.
Hey, thank you, Swati, for an amazing session. Thank you. We really are grateful to you for doing it on a weekend. Look forward to having you more
Thanks.
often than this. Thank you so much, Swati.
Thanks, Rohit. So, okay, maybe we can connect later.
Let me end this